Hey guys, welcome back to the Code with Nate channel. We just gotten started on a new project using some exciting new technologies. Um, we're building a sales pipeline dashboard for an imaginary business that can track sales real time using some technologies like Akka Streams, Elasticsearch, Angular, Node, maybe some Twilio or similar project. Um, if you haven't checked out the last video yet, you might want to check it out. It's a pretty quick video on us planning this project. We just started planning, and now we're going to start building it in today's episode. So we're going to use the latest and greatest Angular to build this. And let's dive in now. So just going to pull up Angular's website here and see what we need to get started. So I've gone to Angular's website. I'm going to click Get Started. It looks like we need to install this Angular CLI. First things first is we're going to install the Angular command line interface using this command here. I'm going to pop open iTerm and just copy this command in. npm install g means global, and I might need to sudo that depending on how well my machine is set up here. It's been a while. While it's installing, I guess we can peruse the rest of this documentation. So to create a new project, I guess it's a simple command. Serve the application. Another simple command. Nice. Yeah, this looks about the same as the last time we visited this in the the channel, the podcast. So it should be pretty simple to dive into. It looks like we're going to use TypeScript. So that's cool. It's something I don't have a lot of experience with. I'm pretty excited to work in. Okay, so now we should have this ng app. We need to use a later version of Node. So I have this application called NVM installed, and it manages different versions of Node, so I think I have at least. So we can use Node 9 instead. Let's see what else we can do. How do I get the latest? I want the latest version of Node. Do we have list remote versions available? So if we run nvm ls remote, it might give us a list of versions. Maybe we'll see the latest version and we can use that. So might as well use the latest and greatest if it's supported by Angular. I think blue means a long-term support version, maybe. Oh, there's a version 10 now. Oh no, maybe blue means we have blue. We have those versions installed. Okay, so we're gonna do nvm use 10. We're gonna install it first. There we go. Wow, it's small. That's cool. And now, okay, now we're using Node 10. So we can see Node version. We're now on 10, and now we should be able to use that Angular command line interface we just installed. Except we can't. Is that the right command to just run? Oh, it's because we're using a different version of npm. So now we have to install it again with our current version. Because we were using npm whatever 6 or whatever last time. Got the error message up here somewhere. We were running 6.9.5 and Angular does not support that. Okay, so now let's see if we can run the Angular command line interface, and it looks like we can. So let's create a new app using this ng new directive. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to run ng new, and we need a name for our new project, and we're going to call it Sellify. Salesify. Salesy. Sellify. I like that. ng space new Sellify. And so now we've created this project, or it's creating, rather. Angular material, I think we want that. We want to use material UI. So I was just reading through the docs, and I saw this this ng add command caught my eye, and it's a way to modify, I guess, your new projects. So to add this Material UI, which is a front-end framework that basically makes your website more beautiful. It's kind of like a Bootstrap, but I think a lot better, personally, for your website. I guess we install it this way, but how do we use it? Is it that easy? Maybe it is. I don't know. Let's anyways, let's see what our project looks like. I'm gonna move it to desktop, so we're gonna move Sellify to our desktop, and then we're going to navigate into that directory, and I'm going to list the ng commands to see what command we need to use to serve it, and it's called serve. So we run ng serve, and that's going to load up development server on port 4200 after this is done building, I think. Let that go for a bit, because so the reason I want to use material is I know that there's this component available that makes a great sales pipeline. What was that called? Oh, it might have been called Stepper. So check this out. This is going to be perfect for a sales pipeline, and we have our sales pipeline listed in steps here. So the first would be that we place an ad on Google Ads, then a user clicks it, then a user navigates to our website, and then they click buy. And see this stepper right here? This looks perfect for our uses. It also has a vertical setting, which is what we're going to use. We're going to use this vertical stepper here to create a visual representation of a live sales pipeline. It's going to be really cool, I think. So that's why we want to use Angular Material. I already knew that that was available to us, and so we are going to use it. All right, let's see, what do we have here? Where do we start? Looks like we're still installing here. Still installing something or building or whatever. Our app's not being served yet. So let's look at how to use this Angular Material. Let's see. What's a schematic here? Oh, this is cool. Schematics. Angular material comes packaged with Angular command line interface schematics to make creating material applications easier. Schematics come packaged with Angular material, so once you have installed the npm package, they will be available via the Angular command line interface. If you run it, if you run, it will automatically install. If you run it, it will automatically. If you run it, it will automatically install Angular material for you and run the install schematic. So I think we want to do this. Let's see, is our app being served here? Hey, look, it is. So I opened up this web page that our app is being served on by holding Command. For me, it might be Control if you're on Windows or something, and clicking here. And I want to also add this Material UI schematic, which we just learned about, that supposedly will allow me to, so I need to use the correct version of Node, supposedly will allow me to like auto scaffold a full front-end project with a navigation bar and everything, so that'd save us a lot of work. Where was that? To install schematic will help you quickly add material to a new project. Yeah, look at that. 3 schematics it comes packaged with. Okay, so the navigation schematic will create a new component that includes a toolbar with the app name and the side nav responsive based on material breakpoints. And then the dashboard schematic will create a new component that contains a dynamic grid list of cards. We don't need that, I think. Maybe we do. We'll do it anyways and see what it's like. Table schematic will create a new table component pre-configured with a data source for sorting and pagination. Wow. So it's going to do all the work that we shouldn't have to do for us. All right, so we added this schematic now. So now we're going to, so this is what our app looks like right now. Let me just refresh to make sure. We should have live reload and everything. We're going to add this navigation schematic that supposedly this Angular material thing will add for us. I don't even know what this is called. All right, nav bar, navigation bar is what we're going to name the component. Okay, and you can see on the left here that it did add that. We might have to add it to our app. I'm not sure if it's going to auto add it to our main component. We'll see. It's got to do some things. So we haven't even opened up the source code yet. And it shows because we don't have our nav bar yet. So we're going to finally open up the source code for this project. And write some code. If it ever opens, WebStorm, where are you? There we go. Uh-oh, you guys saw my real name. It's not just Nate. Okay, open. Right? Yeah, we want to open our project. And that project is on the desktop, and it's called Cellify. So let's crack it open and see what we've got here. It's almost time to get a new computer. This one's getting a little old. It's actually over 5 years old. It's still running. It's kind of cool. It's impressive, but it's getting old. You might be able to hear the fan running. Okay, so let's crack open. Actually, I want to crack open. Okay, no comments. Sometimes I miss comments while I'm doing these videos, and people tell me that audio's not working or something, and that always sucks. Okay, have to reshoot the videos. Okay, so let's go and check out our main component here. It's not this app. There we go. I think this is it, maybe. Yeah. So how do we add another component? See, it added this navigation bar for us. Let's see. So we have to go to the guides, the Angular guide, and see how we add a new component. Import component modules. Okay, so that's how you import something. I'm just going to copy this syntax here and go to our app components. And we're not going to import these. We want our navigation bar. Which is this right here. So we're going to import that from the current directory / navigation bar. I think, I don't know, that seems about right. Don't know if that is right or not. Could be. Okay, so it looks like we imported that without things blowing up. Look, A is there. We added that somewhere. So how do I import a component? I want to add this component to our other component here. Huh. Angular add components to components. So I need to go find an example of how to add this component to the component of our app component. Okay, app hero. So you import it like that in your components file, component TypeScript, and then you use it. I guess you use it like this. App hero details. So we. Let's see. On init, add a hero property, create a hero class. Here we create the hero component, show the hero object, format, edit the hero, two-way binding, import the forms module, declare the we need to declare it. Have we already done that? Nav bar component. It looks like this was already done for us, maybe. Yeah, we've already declared the nav bar component here, and that Angular schematic, Material UI schematic did that for us. But now we need to go app component TypeScript. How do we import this guy? So it looks like maybe we don't have to do anything in the app heroes. I think this is how we add our components. So if we go to, yeah, we have a heroes component. So we use this by, let's go back into here. We don't need this. Instead we go to our template file here, and we add navigation bar. And in theory, I think it's going to pop up on top here. Hey, look, it did. It's that's weird. It's the left bar. I was really thinking it was going to be right, but whatever. Oh, look, it collapses down. That's cool. All right, so we have a navigation bar. It doesn't really, I don't know where this A is coming from. Yeah, here. Gotta figure out where that's coming from. A is just in body. Yeah. Bummer. Well, maybe we'll figure out. Oh, there it is. Found it. All right. Can't have that. All right. So we've got our bar now, our navigation bar. What I want to do is add that component that we saw earlier, this stepper. We want a vertical stepper. Let's see, vertical non-linear, basic vertical non-linear. What does non-linear mean? In the linear examples, we're using step label to display the icon and heading, but in other types of steppers, you may want to use the step button component to make your step clickable. Okay. Yeah, this is really cool. Vertical non-linear stepper. So the closest example we have here is this. The non-linear and the linear look pretty similar. We're going to use this one because it says 1, 2, 3, and this one was checkmark 2, 3, and this is just closer to what we want. But we don't want it for React, we want it for Angular. Let's see, so we're going to the Angular material docs, and we're going to look for stepper. There we go, we have it here. And we want a vertical stepper. Vertical. Using a different form for each step. That's interesting. I think we're just going to start with something real simple, maybe. So this is not what we want. We want a vertical stepper. We'll just give this a shot here. And I think we're going to have to declare it, but I'm not really sure because I don't know Angular. This is our first time using this. So I'm going to get rid of all this default boilerplate that Angular had in here and just replace it with this. And it says it's not a known element, so we're going to have to do that. We're going to have to declare it like we had that schematic generator thing do. Alright, so let's declare our component here. I guess we need to import that. It looks like we just need to add another item to our list here. MaterialDock stepper. So we know we need the Material UI stepper, and the other, we also need a Material UI step. So we're going to call that mat step, and then we have to declare them. I don't know what the difference is between declarations and imports. Maybe imports are for vendors. I don't know if anybody watching knows. I certainly don't. Let's see. So now those have been declared. If MatStep is an Angular component, then verify that it's part of this module. If MatStep is a web component, then add custom element schema. I think we've done what we need to do. The IDE is complaining. MatStepper imported by the module. Unexpected directive. MatStepper. Please add an ng module annotation. Stepper. What does stepper look like here in the source code? Oh wow, stepper. How do we import a new component? Maybe we don't. Oh, this is material. Well, this is React. We don't want that at all. Guides. Getting started. Schematics. Getting started. Okay, so we import them like this. Import component modules. Oh, I see. Mat stepper module. Is there a mat step module or no? Mat stepper module might have everything we need here. Let's see. So this module maybe has our components in it. And apologies for anybody that knows Angular watching this. I just don't know what I'm really doing. We're learning this as we go. But it looks like this worked, except our styles aren't here. So that's good. We need to figure out how to import our styles. Styles. Include a theme. Including a theme is required to apply all of the core and theme styles. Deploy a React Angular tutorial, but I can't find the first part. Trying to deploy React app to Angular. React app to Angular tutorial. Oh, to AWS. Yeah. That video is in there. It should be. So I deploy it to AWS S3. And here, see if this link does you any good. Anyway, so we need to include our theme. And it says to get started with a pre-built theme, include one of Angular Material's pre-built themes globally in your application. If you're using the Angular command line interface, you can add this to your styles.css. Styles.css is here. So it's not real CSS because, well, can you import things in CSS now? I don't know. Let's see if that worked. Hey, look at that. We have styles in our app. This is cool. Oh, whoa, can we close? Yeah, we can. Our stepper's working nicely. This is cool. So now I kind of want to mock out what this is going to look like eventually. Our stepper is going to have each step of our sales pipeline. So we're going to take these steps here and perform some magic to make them show up on our editor here, or in our browser. So I'm going to do some multi-select here so that we don't waste time coding this by hand. So in IntelliJ or WebStorm, you can select the next occurrence of using Control-G. So I'm going to select every new line using Control-G. And then I'm going to hit back so that I've got a cursor on every single line. There might be a shortcut to do this a little easier. And now, oh, actually, you know what? I want to do every period. Except I got that one, darn. Because I want to delete these numbers to the left of my carets here. So I'm going to delete that. And now I've got a cursor set up for each line, so I can do a new material step for, oh, that's weird that this one did that. It's not what I wanted. Well, whatever. That one's just gonna not work. And we are gonna do label. Okay, we want this to be our label here. And material step. And then this will just be description here, something, description. And let's see if that works. This is the only weirdness here. We're gonna have to get rid of that. So now we've got a stepper. We just need to get rid of these because those were the default steppers. So now we've got a stepper with our, oh wait, those should be gone, right? There we go, with our sales funnel. And if we click in, we can see the descriptions. So for instance, I think placing an ad on Google, Facebook ads, a good description for this would be, let's add some spaces here in our app. And there we go. That looks a little cleaner. So placing an ad on Google, Facebook ads, you know, it would be placed ad on Facebook for, let's see, MMA enthusiasts, targeting MMA enthusiasts. The next step would be a prospect navigated to Facebook timeline where ad was present. I don't know if we have these analytics or not, but that would be cool if we did. Prospect sees ad. Yeah, that doesn't really need a description. Prospect clicked on ad after viewing for 5 seconds. That would be really cool if we could see that. Landing page loads in 0.5 seconds. What else do we have here? Read about our product. Yeah. Whoops. So our product here, customer reads about what's a good fake product? I don't know. Gadget X. And customer clicks buy Gadget X button. User fills in the personal details. Let's see. Oh, that's Todd over there, standing guard at the door. Good boy, buddy. Quiet down. No need to eat this person. Okay, user fills in personal details, and then we might have like, if we could list the gender, I think that would be useful. So male, if we could get the age, that would be really cool. Age 25. What else could we do? San Diego, California. So these kind of analytics we can use to better our marketing in the future. So I want to display these for anybody viewing this dashboard. San Diego, California. And we'll format this later. What else can be used? I don't know. So that's useful. User fills in credit card details. I don't think we need anything there. Amount, so we'll put the amount there, and then we'll also, so we're going to calculate taxes. What do you call that? Subtotal amount. We're going to calculate taxes at this step here. Taxes, shipping as well. Grand total. So we'll have that information now. User fills in credit card details. I don't think we need to know anything about that. Maybe we want to know credit card provider. So that could be like Visa, taxes $199, shipping free, grand total $7, $8.99. So this is some kind of mock data that we would want to see in our dashboard. User fills in credit card details. I don't think we need anything other than what credit card company it is, because so at this stage we might know what our fees are. I don't know if credit card processor fees change per credit card provider, but we're going to assume they do for now. Processing fee 30 cents. Okay, and at this point user completes purchase. Let's see, we'll know that actually here because this might not be successful. So we'll have a processing fee here. If we know how much it costs to ship and everything, we'll know our net profit, 100. And then user posts our ad to their social media posts, whatever kind of like Facebook post IDs, 1, 2, 3, and then I don't know. I don't think they can share friends' information with us anymore, so we'll just track something like that for now. Okay, so at this point we have got our pipeline down, sort of. So this is pretty good. But now we don't want to show this edit button here, mat step. So let's look at the options we have for this material UI. Stepper. So I think that was, yeah, right here. Stepper options. Let's see what we've got. API. So, oh, that's strange that a stream that emits whenever the labels here changed. Use this to notify components if the labels have changed. Interesting. Label that is rendered below optional steps. Whether a user can return to the step once this mark is completed. Okay, so we're gonna set this completed property. We're gonna set it on our third one. Completed. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that doesn't help us. Which one was that here? Completed. Prospect sees add. Might be possible. Yes. So it is completed, but it's not editable because we want to show that number. Okay. What other options do we have on this stepper here? So label of the step we've used. Optional, whether the completion of the step is optional, they're all in sequence, so not now. The top level abstract of the step. The top level abstract of the step. I don't know what that is. Step control. Don't want to use angular forms. You can pass in the completed property of each of the steps. Okay, interesting. Let's see, what else do we want from the stepper? content, template for step content. We'll probably want to use that eventually. We'll probably want templates instead of hard coding things, but we'll see. Interacted, whether user has seen the expanded step content or not. Index of the step, whether the step is optional. Okay, so what do we look like here now? Okay, so what we're gonna do is now we've got a pretty good interface for our stepper. The next thing I want to do is just quickly animate these happening in real time. So we're gonna say every 2 seconds one of these events happens. I don't know how we're going to do this just yet. Let's see. So how do we pass a variable into an Angular component? Let's find out. Angular. Sprint from 0 to app. Yes, that is what I want to do. Get started. I think we already learned about that. Components. Angular controller setting variable for component. That's what we want to do. How to set a value of a component binding. How old is this? This is recent. What do we have here? Let's go to our component class. Okay, look at that. I think maybe this is how we do it. But we need to be able to update these. Mechanics of built property bindings. Update in Angular. Cool. Yep. A text equals sum. I'm just looking at code examples here. Updating. What was the title of this? Change property Angular controller. I want to step through each of these and here we go. Guide on controllers. This is what I want. So we set the this is the old Angular, I think, right? Or does it just look the same still? Does it still use scope? Yeah, this has got to be the old Angular, right? Yeah. Change property of controller for directive. How do they're called controllers still, right? Components. No, Angular components. They're not called controllers anymore. Creating and configuring a component. Okay, cool. This is still the old Angular. Wow. Angular IO. Just the new one? Yeah. But this isn't what I want. The hero editor. I want to know how I change a value. I don't know if anybody watching knows how I change a value in an Angular controller. We know how to set them. What does on init do? It's a lifecycle hook, calls ng on init shortly after creating a component. It's a good place to start initialization logic. Okay, so we want to do that. We want this on init. And we need to implement that interface. And now we can, there we go. Oh, it's got to do something. Let's see here. that function needs to do something, I think. Why is it complaining? What have I done wrong here? It's just there we go. That's better. Maybe. So we have, right now, we need to just declare some variables. We need step, and step 1 equals step 1 completes true. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many steps do we have? We have 11 steps. Okay, so now, yeah, looks good. So now I just need to know how we update the state here. Update state Angular component. I know how to do this in React, but I don't know how to do it in Angular yet. Let's see. Come on. It's 2 main components. This is all using like more complicated stuff than I want to use. I might just save this for the next tutorial. I don't know. I feel pretty happy about this stepper we made. I think we kept the video duration pretty short, and I need to go do other stuff now anyways. Cool. So yeah, so we built this basic sales pipeline view. The next step we're going to add is animating this so that it looks like sales are happening in real time. And then the next step we'll do is creating the real-time processing component of this, which is going to be listening for events happening, which will actually create the data that drives this view eventually. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked it. I'm really glad to be back. It's been a while. The Code with Nate channel is back. So everybody have a great day and happy coding.